Speaking of not having nice things to say, let's talk about politics. It started so civil, the post-election relationship between President Obama and President-elect Trump, but now it has devolved into a nasty back and forth. Donald Trump unleashing a new Twitter blast overnight after President Obama said he would have beat Trump in the election. ABC's Mary Bruce is at the White House covering it all. Mary, good morning to you.
Good morning. Yeah, for weeks they've put on a public good face, but this morning more signs that honeymoon is over. The president and president-elect are now squaring off, clashing over foreign policy and who could have beaten whom. This morning, it's current versus future president. In an interview, President Obama says he could have taken on Trump.
I am confident in this vision because I'm confident that if I had run again and articulated it, I think I could have mobilized a majority of the American people to rally behind it.
But Trump's not buying it, firing back on Twitter, saying President Obama said that he thinks he would have won against me. He should say that, but I say no way. Trump later added, the world was gloomy before I won. There was no hope. Now the market is up nearly 10% and Christmas spending is over $1 trillion. It began as a cordial enough transition.
Very good man. Thank you. Very good man.
But now that escalating tension coming as Trump has been openly critical of the Obama administration's foreign policy, objecting to a recent decision to allow the UN to pass a measure condemning Israel for building settlements. Now Trump slamming the UN, tweeting the organization has such great potential, but right now it's just a club for people to get together, talk, and have a good time. Trump also taking to Twitter overnight to defend his family's embattled charitable foundation amid an investigation into its spending, saying that unlike most foundations, it never paid fees, rent, salaries, or any expenses. 100% of the money goes to wonderful charities. The president-elect announcing just days ago he's shutting down the foundation in an effort to disentangle from potential conflicts. But the New York Attorney General's office says it cannot legally dissolve until that investigation is complete. Now, Trump has already paid a penalty to the IRS after it was discovered his foundation made an improper campaign contribution. Closing the foundation, though, is just a first step. Trump has yet to explain exactly how he distanced himself from his business empire. He promised those details in a press conference, but then later postponed it. Dan and Paula?
More to come on this issue for sure. Mary, thank you. Let's bring in ABC News chief political analyst Matthew Dowd, who's in Austin this morning. Hey, Matthew, good morning.
Good morning.
So President Obama seems to have picked this latest fight by saying he would have beaten Trump in the election. Why do you think he did this, especially after he took such great pains to ensure civility after the election?
Well, one, I think he actually stated a thing that he believes to be a fact, that he thought he would win in this. I think a lot of these things are a bit like the Hunger Games, Dan, where everybody has these alliances, but as you get closer to the end, then people start going after each other. The interesting thing to me in all of this is that the people that are more upset than Trump and his supporters in this are Hillary Clinton and her supporters. The fact that Barack Obama would say, I would have won this race, but for the fact Hillary Clinton lost it, I would have won it. And it made them angry.
Matt, first and foremost, I'm sorry about your Detroit Lions last night. I just had to get that in there.
Oh, my gosh. Well, we have the Green Bay Packers ahead.
Poking the bear.
Speaking of poking the bear, but, there's a new poll out that says the majority of Americans are optimistic about what's going to happen in 2017, and those numbers are up from last year. We know the stock market has been up significantly, Trump taking credit for that. Does he have a point?
Well, the only point I think he has is that there was a bunch of people that predicted that the stock market would tank after the election if Donald Trump had won. Obviously, that didn't happen and is up in the course of this. But Donald Trump is going to be fundamentally judged on what happens January 20th onward. What's the employment rate, unemployment rate going forward? What's the gas prices going forward? What's the stock market? All of that will be judged on a barometer starting on January 20th. And that's fundamentally how Donald Trump will be judged in his presidency.
As we lead up to the 20th, though, what are the potential consequences for America if this relationship between Trump and Obama continues to go south?
Well, it certainly isn't going to be what happened with George W. Bush and Barack Obama, where George W. Bush sort of faded away and never said anything in the course of the presidency. My guess is we are looking ahead to what's going to happen on January 21st. I think Barack Obama is going to be very assertive and very aggressive in taking on Donald Trump.
All right, less than 25 days until the inauguration. Matt Dowd, thanks again. And, it's not over yet for your Lions, right?
No, it's not. Beat Packers. Beat the Packers.
All right, Matt. Sounds good.